Look at her.
Ah, yeah.
I always thought she was going to overdose and die. I'm so glad it seems like she's got her life on order. And
Yeah, it looked like she went to rehab and she's a billionaire.
Amazing.
She's sober. She's doing it.
Yeah, so pretty. Be done.
To me, that right there isn't as saying, go ahead. If you guys are having any addiction issues, go ahead and get sober for that.
I remember the last person that I sent somebody to, they actually ended up with hematomas on both sides of their face, which was a total fluke. It was a great surgeon, but it just, things happen, right?
Yep.
But of course, anyway, she ended up with all these broken capillaries.
And they blame you.
Guess who got to laser them for free for, a year and a half? Hey everybody, it's Erin Alonso. I'm your favorite bestie in the beauty biz. We're unfolding it all for you guys here. And I am here with Annine. I'm excited to talk to her because she's been in Playboy 4 freaking times, people. And we want to unpeel all those secrets, and she's going to tell us all. What is the jam going on there? I mean, I know Playboy isn't as big as it used to be, but like, we want to talk about
Beauty standards.
all of the things that happen beauty-wise, like to get into Playboy, the girls that are in Playboy, like, are there really any of them that aren't that beautiful and they like somehow faked it to get in there? All these things. So
Yeah, for sure. Whatever you want to know.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna ask for you guys. So if there's any questions you have about Playboy, I always had 1,000 questions because I was, it's always the most beautiful women that there are. It's
Right.
like, wow, how did they get picked? How did you get picked?
It's definitely easier to get into Playboy International. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing Playboy France, Playboy New Zealand, Playboy Finland right now is having.
So what does that mean?
So when Hugh Hefner passed away, whoever re-owned it after him, I think it was his son, and then he sold it. He sold the copyrights to different publications. So anybody could own Playboy, they just have to buy it.
Okay.
And then once you own the Playboy publication, you have to keep it running. And now that everything's digital, they don't sell publications anymore. And for Playboy USA, though, they're not just bringing in anybody. You still see Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian. But if you do Playboy France, then you might be able to get in.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. How old were you when you first got in?
So it's very interesting. So I'm 39 and I got in at 35.
Oh, what?
And it was literally because I finally met somebody that knew a person who owned a Playboy publication in New Zealand.
Oh, so had that always been a dream of yours?
Of course.
Oh.
So I started off dancing, and my mom was an esthetician, so she was always in medical aesthetics. So
Okay.
I grew up as a beauty
Yeah,
ballerina, and she was always like
Fix your
momager,
makeup.
everything skincare, giving us Mustela baths when we were 9.
Oh my god.
Scrubbing my skin with Pavonia when
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the old school lines,
Yeah,
remember?
yes.
And so being a beauty girl was always a big thing, beauty pageants, dancing. And then when I tried out for the Laker girls and didn't make it, and then I started kind of partying a little bit when I was 19, 20, I stopped dancing, and that was really hard. You have to actually have talent to dance.
Yeah.
Not saying you don't have to have talent for Playboy, and we'll talk about what you have to do to get into Playboy.
Okay.
But once I couldn't even make it into the dance world anymore, I became an esthetician. Like my mom, started doing beauty stuff and did enough stuff to myself to where I was Playboy material. So let's talk about that, right?
How do you become Playboy material? Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. As not a lot of people are honest about things that are going on.
Yeah. I don't want to hear that you're a vegetarian and you drink water. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah. That, you guys.
oh, so you had surgery to do it.
Yes, like
kind?
for me, I had lipo and I put it in my butt because at that time, that's when my boobs are real. But my whole entire body is cinched up with a waist trainer right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I've done lipo in my legs, my arms, my stomachs, my upper back, and put it all into my butt twice.
Okay.
If I could get a boob lift, I will. I'll do that next.
Because you think you're still going to continue to do it?
I have a party that I throw, and it's a Playboy International magazine release every year. And I've done 3 countries in 3 years, and I do it every year at a big Newport house in Newport Beach at a mansion.
Okay.
It's kind of like what I do. So I'm thinking I need to change it though, because the beauty standards are way too high, ladies. And if you want to be a certain look in the magazines like Kris Jenner or my beautiful girlfriend Olga at 55, I think a facelift is necessary at 40.
Oh, okay.
So
You're
for me, I'm
planning to
planning
do
a
it.
bunch of filler here, which I'm not happy with.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get this all taken out. However, usually with the endo lift, have you heard about that?
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
no Italian.
Yes, I have heard
I
of it.
love the endo lift.
Okay, so what did you do, and
I
where'd they
did the
go in?
endo lift about 6 months ago, and then I had somebody.
Where did they go in from?
So what they do is they numb everything topical, and then they also go in with a little bit of lidocaine underneath, and they go in with like a wire. It's like a thread, like a PDO thread attached to a box, and it goes underneath subdermally
Okay,
throughout the whole, from the neck all the way up to the upper right here.
okay.
So you can almost see where they stopped. You can see the thin skin here. So I had a nurse tell me she would think that PRP with Radiesse would help that look, and it just made me look overfilled. So I
Oh,
think
really? I think you look I don't think you look overfilled, honestly.
Well,
Be careful with taking things out too, because I'm not a huge fan of taking things out.
I don't do it with Hylenex. I just do it with Ultherapy or
Oh,
RF
okay,
or
okay.
like, you know
That's
what I
fine.
mean? But I'm being more careful with what I do with filler. I'm trying to do more skin tightening because I do think that facelifts give a little bit more of that natural look. And
Okay.
then, like you said, filler little bits here and there.
Right.
But filler shouldn't be the main thing to try to make you lift
Lift
all
your
your skin.
I agree. Yeah. Filler is just to do if you have an indentation from fat loss, you pop a little filler there, and that's what filler does. And
It's
it just
just
gives you more symmetry. It's more about symmetry versus lifting.
can't get rid of filler.
Yeah,
Because
no.
if people think cancel culture for filler is going to happen, it's not going to happen, you guys. You guys are all going to want your lips done.
Well, there's places off filler too. I mean, if you have big old indentations, like
How about on your butt?
oh, like
Sculpture on your
for sure,
in your butt, or yeah, temples.
my temples drive me nuts. I got like 2 pounds of junk in each
Can't
one of them. And I
lift
still
on your
feel
temples.
they're still hollow. I'm like,
Right.
eh. And if I lose 1 pound, it only comes out of my temples.
Right.
Or I'll be like, well, all right, I guess that's how it goes.
Mhm.
But yeah, I got my head wants to be like,
No, I know. I feel you. And everybody has their own different things. So it's interesting because like I learned to be like, I don't tell you like I don't see your forehead like that. I try to be like, okay, but there are people where they don't, you shouldn't let them tell you where to inject their face, right? Like you see the cat lady, she shouldn't, you know what I
she
mean?
probably is the one telling.
Yeah, she should, I was saying, yeah, she,
The ones that look like that are the ones where.
tell their nurses what to do.
Okay, so let me
shouldn't.
let me give you the good and the bad and the ugly and why it scares a lot of people to do filler because of the wild ones. I do some wild ones, but let me tell you,
Me too. Yeah.
not because I want to. Like I have a whole conversation with them of like, it's not going to look natural, and then their conversation back is, there's nothing natural about me.
Right.
So then I'm like, true, I'm not going to put my, if you already have like the big nails and the big, the
Right.
super shoes and the big boobs and the big butt, I get, yeah, you're going to look weird with small lips, right?
Right.
So then I'm like, okay, they're going to get it done anyway. And I know I can make it super safe.
Right.
So I just do them, but they're not going to look real. 98% of women are like, I don't want to look different. And
Yeah.
that's what we mostly do. It's the other ones that walking around, people go, oh my God, I have to look like that if I get filler. And I'm like, no, that's, first of all, it's so expensive. Like to look like that, I don't know, they've got 20 syringes in their face, not one.
Yep.
So that's the big thing that people don't get. And did you know that one thing of filler is the equivalent to half of a blueberry?
It's half of a blueberry because we used to compare it to the little spoons.
Yeah.
But that's a better way of looking at it, you guys. Half of a
So if
blueberry.
you were to put half of a blueberry in your face,
You put a little under the eye.
it's not, I mean, it's not fixing much. Yeah. So don't be that afraid of it. Just go to somebody.
That's people who've been getting filler done for like 10, 15, 20 years.
And just
who've
too
had
much
20
of it.
syringes in their face.
Right. And they probably had 3 facelifts. It's like too much of everything.
I probably have like 3 syringes in my lips. Let's be honest.
Oh, girl, I couldn't even tell.
I've had over
Beef stew right here.
Yeah, so I mean, we could talk the
I
same
couldn't
bill
even
because
tell you.
I had my first injection with Dr. Yolen at 21 when I was his model for Allergan.
Okay.
So me and you know a lot of the same people.
Yeah, of course. It's the
Dr. Ambe, Mullins,
Yeah.
Joe Cerny. I was his assistant for a lot of time. So I've been poked at many, many, many years, and I'm only 40. So I can't imagine. So I do like that things are trending more to go into these like skin tightening, and that's why it's like you see. I wanted to touch on the subject about Kris Jenner. You guys, Christina Aguilera's facelift. It looks just like Kris Jenner's.
It does.
And Lindsay Lohan. If I were to say the 3 facelifts
I haven't
look the
seen her
same,
for a while.
Kris Jenner, Christina Aguilera and Lindsay Lohan look like they have the same
Wait,
name.
Christina
But
Aguilera,
Christina and
that was like really sick and skinny.
Christina Aguilera is like the genie in a
No,
bottle.
no, I know that is, but is that? Oh no, it was Justin Bieber's girlfriend. What was her name?
Oh, Hailey Bieber.
No, the girlfriend before that.
Was Justin Selena Gomez.
That's who I'm thinking of. Is that the one? She looks really
She
ill right
looks-
now, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with her. Yeah, no, not her.
I never thought about autoimmune or.
Oh yeah, that
She
could
looks
mess with
ill.
you. That
Poor
could mess
baby.
with you.
I was like, oof, what is she?
But
They're not doing.
Christina Aguilera is one of the plastic surgeon like
She's
phenomenons.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
like
check
she's
that
like
out.
me, where she's like 40. She had a couple kids. I don't have any kids, but we've gained a lot of weight and lost it. And then we're in the public eye, and it's like doing Playboy or this. It's like
I mean, you're lucky that your face is as tight. If you've lost a lot of weight, that's the biggest thing that stretches your skin out, people, is gaining and losing weight.
Yeah.
It ruins your face. It
Mhm.
really does.
Yeah.
Just that, you know.
And it's like, how could people get mad with the coming and asking us for Ozempic though? Because it's like, I know people come to DermFx and ask for Ozempic. I manage a couple different med spas, and it's like they're coming to us wanting to lose weight, but then they're upset that their face. It's like, come on, you can't have it
The
all.
first thing out of
Just
my mouth now. Start doing Sculptra and your Ozempic at the same time.
Right,
Like,
PRP.
let's get on all of it because you're
And it's
gonna look 10 years older when you lose this weight. I just straight out say it now because I don't want you to be surprised.
right.
Like when you're like, oh my God. I mean, if I lose 5 pounds, my face looks different. I mean,
it's so true.
so I have to always, just decide like, okay.
So how does that's Christina. So her are the
That's
same
the best I've
age.
ever seen her look.
Yeah.
She looks amazing.
Right? And so look at that.
Wow.
At 44, she is 44. You see that jawline. You look at Kris Jenner's and then look at Lindsay's. That is facelift. So what is the answer to that? Yes, that is access to a lot of money. And that is access to, and as an influencer of 1.2 million, I have a lot of surgeons that want to work with me, but I don't get to pick which one.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I have a lot of surgeons that want to do a free service on me because they want, or just like,
You to,
like a
say,
collaboration
oh, I see.
because they go viral. and
Me
stuff.
too. Well, that's why we don't have.
Oh, of course.
I don't work with anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, just because I remember the last person that I sent somebody to, they actually ended up with hematomas on both sides of their face, which was a total fluke. It was a great surgeon, but it just, things happen, right?
Yep.
But of course, anyway, she ended up with all these broken capillaries.
And they blame you.
Guess who got to laser them for free for, a year and a half?
Yep.
Mhm.
I get it.
So after that, I was like, yeah, I don't know who to send anybody to because everybody's going to make mistakes. I've made mistakes.
It's true.
I'm not going to ever be like, oh, he's terrible. He's a good surgeon, but things just happen.
It's
I
so
mean, we're
true.
human bodies that are living and breathing and moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to be perfect all the time.
So yeah.
But when you have access to that kind of Lindsay Lohan money.
Look at her.
Ah, yeah.
I'm so glad I always thought she was going to overdose and die. I'm so glad it seems like she's got her life on order. And
Yeah. It looked like she went to rehab and she's a billionaire. She got
amazing.
sober. She's doing
Girl,
it.
you
Yeah.
look so pretty. Be done.
To me, that right there is as saying, go ahead. If you guys are having any addiction issues, go ahead and get sober for that.
Yeah, right there. Look how
Yeah,
pretty she looks.
Aileen,
Refreshed, young. Oh, good. I hope she's doing good.
Yeah, she is.
I know. I feel like that's like my little sister or something because I remember her days of the youth of like all those beauties I love. I'm like, oh, honey, let me give you a hug. How cute is that? I know, right? Yeah, I want the best for her for sure.
But that's facelift for sure. And that's one of the top facelifts. And she got to pick between tons. And here's another thing that people don't touch on is that facelifts are going international now. So you can go to Sweden, get your facelift done.
Oh,
Iran is having all these crazy, awesome facelifts, right?
I feel like if I went anywhere, I would go to, I would want to go to South Korea.
See, that's
know
so
why?
funny. Everybody has different countries.
Well, let me tell you why. So quite a few of my patients have come back from there and had sutures put in their, that have to get taken out in the United States. And so
exactly.
they come in and I get to take them out.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh my God, the way they suture, I've never seen an American.
Has it with all of them? It's like ding, 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 ding.
It almost looks like a machine did it. It is so, and it's the smallest little, I was like, what? Did they put a machine on you? Like, what sewed this?
Have you seen the new sutures that have all there it is. That's what I wanted. I love having this girl here that you have here and she's showing. So now show all of those little sutures that went up her whole entire face. So now they're suturing all the way up the side of the face like that. So when it heals, the sutures are not only, it's not pulling from here, it's pulling from here too. And then you're not getting that cat eye.
Well, the ones I hate are the ones where it's pulled this way and you get that weird wide mouth.
And then you get the wide mouth and you get
that weird
teardrop.
Oh yeah, they're pulling this way.
And they're sewing it all the way up on the side, which is awesome. I wonder what facelifts are going to look like in the next 20 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, what country is this girl going? Is this, I'm thinking like they go to,
I don't know.
Anyways, facelifts are going international, and it's really about Kris Jenner and Lindsay and Christina Aguilera and some of these influencers or some of these billionaire girls getting to pick. Go on your Instagram right now, you guys, and pick your 5 favorite facelifts and just start scrolling, and your algorithm will start to pick up different surgeons from different countries, and they're not FDA allowed to do certain things over here, so that's why we're traveling. So I think Christina Aguilera traveled to another country.
You do?
Oh yeah.
But why would she have to? I feel like somebody would do, well, no, they wouldn't, because if it went wrong on her, you'd be real screwed.
Yeah, she just stayed in Sweden and got her post-op or whatever country she went out there and stayed at the hotel. I mean, they might have even collaborated with her and given her the hotel for free just because she healed there.
Yeah, but why would you? Because you can't brag about it. You know what I mean? Like, I had a couple of celebrities that I stopped just doing because it actually sucks. They complain like crazy. You have to sign all these papers and you can't advertise that you do them.
Right. Is that how it goes with them? Yeah.
So like, okay, that's why we don't know who did any of these people, because the doctors aren't allowed to say, right? You can't say like, oh, I treated so-and-so. It's against HIPAA.
Right.
The HIPAA violation, right? So the star has to say it. So why treat them if you're going to, they want everything for free. They're pains in the ass.
As long, she paid out of her pocket. You're right.
I mean,
top dollar.
Yeah, that's right. She's going to pay for it.
If she can manipulate those something free, she did.
Right, but you admit to having a facelift. Right. I don't think at that age I think Kris Jenner would be all about it because of her age, but I don't think these girls would be like, oh yeah, I had a facelift. Nah.
I mean, maybe in her inner circle, she sits there and tells her best friend, like, I would tell you this is where I got mine from. And that's enough for those guys, not to give it to her for free, but to just like not only do a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were working on Christina Aguilera, right?
And sit there and watch her heal day to day. I'm going to stare at your sutures, slide that deal for the next 6 months, okay? Like, I'm just going to say right here with you. I'd be your bodyguard. Yeah, I would be panicked. It's a lot of pressure.
It is.
You know?
So it's like, even if they pay top dollar or not, like,
it's a lot of pressure. Yeah. So
I'd rather than pay because I'm going to do a better job. How about this, people? Pay and you get a better job.
Well, maybe. Or if you can say, all she has to do is like, hey, I'll tell everybody. Like Kris Jenner could have been like, hey, I'm going to tell everybody you did my facelift. You'll get millions of dollars back, but you do mine for free. But I don't know.
Yeah, they probably don't care about money when it comes to their looks.
No, I think
I wouldn't
drop in the bucket. But the doctor can't say he did them.
They could write it off as marketing.
Oh, yeah.
I tell people sometimes when they come in and they have big bills at a med spa sometimes that they can write it off as under marketing.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever say that to your clients?
I've
like certain ones like real estate agents.
Oh, not those, but I have a few that are like true face models. And I'm like, it seems like you could write any of this off. Like if you're like, that's your business and you have to look a certain way. Like
they're writing off their facelifts.
Good for them.
But yeah, international plastic surgeons. Thank you for coming onto Instagram. We love seeing all these international surgeons on Instagram with all their new little ways of doing things.
So what inspired you though to go from Playboy to then becoming like an esthetician and opening your own business?
So it went from not being able to make it into the dance industry. I just didn't have the tenacity to get through it. Everybody has their own reasons. Family issues or whatever. Even Britney Spears fell down, you guys, So I just couldn't make it as a dancer. So I just went into esthetician because my mom was one.
Okay.
And I saw how nice and rewarding of a job that was.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't getting the same status as being a celebrity, as a dancer, because I used to tour with like different like rap icons from like Too Short to like Snoop to like, if you look me up, you could see me on stage with like thousands of different rappers, Juicy J.
Like
a dancing in the background, or even just being like a semi-groupie, you know what I mean? And like hosting things. And I was like, this isn't working. So I was like, Playboy is that one thing that you can do And you can still edit your photos, you guys. And yes, there is a politic though when it comes to Playboy. How do they pick you?
Yeah.
You do have to be Playboy ready, which means small waist, pretty face, big boobs, big butt, or skinny with the rock hard boobs, a regular size butt, pretty face. And it's interesting though, because they are opening up Playboy to people with tattoos and trans and things like that now too. It seems like American Playboy is doing that more. They wanna open up to people with tattoos and trans and things like that. Where
Okay.
international Playboy, a lot of it every country's different, but they
Okay.
wanna keep it kind of like,
More just soft beauty.
yeah, like regular, but people get slammed for having an idea of really what beauty is now. You can't even have an idea of what beauty is without
Yeah,
getting
it's
slammed
so
for it.
well, back in the day, I remember as a little girl, one of my friend's dads had Playboys, and I remember thinking, "This is the naughtiest thing I've ever seen in my
I ripped
life."
up my
Like,
stepdad's Playboy when I found it under his bed, and I told my mom,
oh,
"He's cheating on you."
no,
And I took the Playboy magazine, I ripped it up in pieces and threw it all
you
over.
weren't wrong. Look at what porn has turned every dude into, right?
I know.
It's like, oh
And
my
what
god.
OnlyFans has turned in women into.
I know, it's,
Sad.
but yeah, so, I mean, if it could have just stayed soft like Playboy, I mean, who knew what was to come, man? We have just gone nutty with it. I feel like
Yeah.
it's way overboard, but
Yeah.
that's a whole different deal, but so you use, like, your dancing and Playboy to help launch your aesthetics business, basically?
Yeah, so basically, what it was is I went from dancing to aesthetics, and then when the aesthetics wasn't meeting my influencer needs of wanting to be on the center of attention, I did Playboy to get my status back.
Ah,
Do you know what I'm
very
saying?
smart. You're a smart girl. I love
Yeah,
it.
and
Okay.
now I can lean back and do my facials and make my little money there, and then I could do my little influencer work there and then spend the rest of the day with my dog.
Perfect.
Because mental health is the most number one thing, and heard
For
you and
sure.
Gemma talking about it, and it's, like, so important to just have that part of your brain that tells you you're young still,
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
you
yeah.
happy, even
Yeah.
if it's not the word young, whatever part of your brain that makes you feel happy, and then just chase that.
Yeah.
But yes, are we allowed to have opinions about our beauty still? Of course, we're women, we're always gonna have that
Yeah, we're
opinion.
our hardest critic. Nobody needs to
Yeah.
tell us we're fat or ugly or have wrinkles or old. We know. I
We
mean, we
know.
are the worst of the worst on ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
it's true, and we
So
should rely on each other to say, "Hey, you're getting a little too overfilled." So I was saying, let's
I
ask a
feel like a
DermFx.
lot of girlfriends come in and ask me to say that to their girlfriend because they're afraid to.
Right.
So I have to say it, but I do say it. Oh, if you ask for my
Oh, you didn't want it?
girl, I am freaking. I'm gonna hit you with a cannon.
That's right, and
I
that
would
is a
never
good
lie.
med spa owner.
I would never lie.
You
Like,
don't wanna lie to people.
and I get it. There's something. Okay, I get this part of the addiction too. I want to get poked with a needle. Literally, I'm getting down and dirty with it, like really serious.
Yeah,
Okay, let's do your leg veins.
seriously,
Let's
but,
do let's do your neck. Let's do the tops of your hands. Let's laser you. Like, I don't mind if you want to come in every month, but I want to choose what you're doing.
right, and I think that's
You-
important.
I mean, we have probably a menu of, I don't know, what, 100 things you can do. Like, just
That'd be interesting to have a med spa where it's like you come in and you do a monthly subscription, but the nurse gets to pick what you do.
yeah.
And I think it should be based on this one fact. Did you guys ever have those girlfriends that had mascara all over the top of their lids and lipstick all over their teeth?
Of course.
Those are the kinds of girls who should not be asking for their own injections.
Exactly.
If you don't know how to contour your own face, do not come in and tell me or my people how to inject you because you don't know.
Well, I'll tell
And
you
you
a
know
little
what it's gonna
secret
look like.
that we do, and this is even what I teach girls. When they come in and tell me how to inject them, oh, girl, I'll poke you there, but I'm doing whatever the heck I want.
Right.
I have to tell you, I'll be like, "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck," because I'm like, "Did you watch a YouTube video last night? Stop. Like, you're at 27 units of Botox right here, 14." I'm like, "Lady, no." So I just,
Right?
I've
Have you-
so if I've told you you're too much and I don't want to do that, now the secret's out.
Right.
I'm not gonna have the conversation again, though. I'm just poking away and
When they
whatever.
come in with a list and a video.
Oh, or a drawing, or some woman that's like 30 years younger than them.
Right. Right.
Right? Please,
No.
let's just work with what you got, man. I can only work with.
You know what's crazy is it's like when Facetune first came out and when I used to work at a Phoenix Body Sculpting Institute and people would come in, we used to have a psychiatrist there or like a body dysmorphic specialist, like
Yeah.
a therapist, psychiatrist, whatever. We would have girls that come in and show our surgeon, I want to look like my filter. And it's interesting if you guys take a look at beauty standards and how they've gotten more, like, even I think, like, Photoshop has made surgeons better at, like, making women look better because it's like our makeup was the first thing that kinda enhanced our beauty, and then
Right.
it was Botox, and then it was filler, and then it was laser, then it was threads, then it was PRF, and now it's Endolift, and now it's Morpheus. Now it's actually
Right.
the surgeon, but, what was showing what we really wanted without the makeup, it was the Facetunes, and it was the little apps that showed,
Yeah,
"Oh,
just little
I like
tweaks
it like
here and there.
this."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, it's interesting how photos so I feel like in 20 years from now, people are gonna start to look more and more like their Photoshop pictures
Yeah,
because 'cause they're
it's
showing
very
it to their
possible. Yeah,
surgeons,
yeah, I think that
and surgeons are going, "Okay, we need to figure out how to do it like this because if we don't, then we're not gonna be
yeah,
trendy."
yeah, yeah.
So they start to come
Try
up
to
with
figure
new
it out.
stuff.
Well, I hope they just keep it real looking, and we're not gonna have a bunch of 80-year-olds that are all walking around looking like
Yeah.
robotic bazaar or something, you know, and I don't it's a fine line, but
It's a fine
I
line.
enjoy the line.
I do,
I
I
love
love you.
women. I would never lead somebody wrong, even if they left. I mean, I've had them leave, cussing me out, saying
Love our ladies,
all the kinds of stuff.
precious.
But man, I'm a truth cannon. Sorry,
I know.
I ain't
You gotta
having it.
give her props because 30 plus, 40 plus years of injections and seeing women or how much was it, 50 plus? What is it?
No,
30,
years I've done it. Probably
30,
between 25 and 30.
25,
Yeah,
30. Yeah, having women come in and talk to you about their beauty is one of the most fragile, emotional things
it sure
sometimes.
is, man. You can make or break them.
You can really make or break them, and they gotta realize that they're swollen, and after they're done, they think they're gonna look at their face and it's gonna be perfect, and it's no, you guys gotta wait
Well,
2 weeks.
well, the other thing is too is not even the physical part; it's the emotional part.
Oh,
Like, maybe your husband's having sex with an 18-year-old, and you're like,
100%.
"I'm ugly, frumpy, and had 3 kids," and then I look over here and he's dating some Instagram model.
That's so I actually
Like,
wanted to talk about this. I wanted
okay,
to normalize today on today's show at DermFx with Erin. I wanted to normalize you guys being a Playboy model, having my 40th birthday coming up in a couple months. I want to normalize women not having to be beautiful all the time. You know,
yeah.
Cher and Madonna, they're dating young men, they're successful, they got money. Women should not have to be the only ones looking pretty. Men, they don't have to look pretty.
You know, I feel like they're really starting to. I feel
They're
like
starting to
we're
look better
really
and take
starting
better
to get
care,
a lot more men.
but do they have we see, like, older guys, and they don't have to look good in order to have a good-looking partner.
Well, they kind of do now. I'll tell you. I had a guy the other day. This was really interesting, right? In his 70s and comes in and he's like, "I want to do the works." And I was like, "The works?" I'm in my mind thinking, "Okay, you've never done anything before. Like, what is the works in your mind compared to the works in my mind?"
Right.
Right? I'm like, "The works." Anyway, long story short, ended because I was like, "Okay, you got some smoking hot girlfriend and you're trying to look like you're keeping up, right?"
Right.
That's what I was in my head thinking for sure, because that's normally what it is. But he said no, that he was still trying to work. And he was like, "I feel like they're trying to can me because I look haggard." And he meant the works, man. He wanted
See?
everything I could do.
Interesting thing
And I was like,
there.
I've heard this about women forever, like
Mhm.
forever, never, 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 never. But to have a guy in his 70s,
That
like,
makes sense because women think they're gonna get canned from their husbands if they don't look good, and now men, you might get canned from your job if you don't look good, so come into
yeah.
DermFx.
So I was like, whoa, it's getting to this now for you guys. Now you know what we've always felt like, right?
Yeah, we should
Isn't that
start
crazy?
saying that to, like, on different memes online and magazines, we should say, "He's too old to work," and just start putting the pressure on them.
Yeah,
Because it's
he's
not
too.
fair.
Or the other thing that we have that's really weird. Well, so I'll tell you, I feel like guys in like their 30s are also like we have so many couples that come in for like couples Botox, which I feel like is like that's not my generation at all. Like if I told my husband, like, "Hey babe, let's go get Botox together," I mean, it would be like I electrocuted him. Or he'd
Right.
be like, "Oh, what?"
I don't do that stuff.
What? That's for girls. Yeah, it's for girls. Yeah. And so like these couples come in and the weirdest
Newport couples.
no, okay, so the weirdest I feel like ones that blew my mind was at the Orange Street Fair Festival. All these guys that were coming in and getting Botox were these beer drinking, like, mechanic dudes. It's not the guys you think. They really are starting to be like, "Hey, I could look a little fresher. I wanna look a
Maybe
little."
it's the men that finally came forward as, like, being homosexual and stuff, and it's, like, finally took such a big turn for men to show themselves that, like, at the
You can
feminine,
be
and
well
maybe
taken
they're
care
showing
of
the
and
straight
not
men.
feminine.
Yeah,
Like,
just do a little Botox.
I mean, yeah, it's not like I'm gonna give you some high cheekbones or something, like, just You can still look super manly and super rugged and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But a lot of older guys don't even try. So, yeah.
I want them all to try those so
I
we
do
can
too.
normalize
I do too. But
the stress that we all have to go under as well.
I'm feeling their stress. It's starting to come. I
Right?
feel like in 10 years, they're going to,
Good.
yeah.
Because they need to.
Because even
Because
pretty, I feel like we're,
you
I would say, not counting gay men, by the way, I would say we're 15% straight men.
Right. We hear though of men on dating shows and they're like older and they're like, I think I want to talk about how, you know, I just want to have more sex and my wife doesn't want to have sex anymore. And I want to be with a younger woman just because of their energy. And you hear all these excuses of these men. Well, I want to stop that excuse and start to make it normalize that you're supposed to be good to your wife because you love her, not because of what she looks like. You should be good to your wife because if she wasn't Playboy or not.
Yeah.
And if she was a playmate, she's gonna age too.
Oh,
So you
those are
gotta
the worst ones, honestly. Women that have been professionally beautiful,
Oh,
that too, I'll give up
so
over anybody. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. I had this lady that used to come in, was absolutely breathtaking. This lady was probably one of the prettier ladies I'd ever seen in real life. But she was the most diseased human being, married 8 times,
right.
right off the bat there. Would come in with her 25-year-old headshot and then her headshot of the day and literally cry like a child had died.
Right. It's sad.
And I was like, "Girl, you are smoking hot. Like, you are gorgeous. Like, it's insane how pretty you are." Like, I mean, I was, like, in awe of how pretty this lady was. Like,
But not enough to but not
not
her
for
'cause
your
she's
20s. I'm
right.
like, yeah, and she had literally, so eventually she got mad at me, but whatever. She had gotten a computer graphics dude to overlay her face from her 20s, and I think she was, like, in her late, maybe even early 70s, who knows? She would never write her
They have
age
an app
down.
for this now.
And, yeah, this lay it over the, and, like, how many millimeters of pull each place put what needed on her entire face, and I was like, "Girl,
It's a fact.
that's called magic. If I could do that, I wouldn't be standing here right now."
I feel like that's what Lindsay
What?
and Chris and those girls are doing. They're able to be like, "This is what I want," and these surgeons are
25.
getting more and better because they have to, because
They
if
have
not,
to.
if you can't make
I
somebody look
actually
like Kris
wanna
Jenner now, that's the new standard.
I wouldn't wanna be a plastic surgeon to them.
Yeah.
I feel like, man, if something went wrong, you might as well just go kill yourself.
Right.
I feel like it's the end.
But now look at all the 69-year-olds now. Who's their new beauty standard? Kris Jenner.
Oof.
So I want to say to everybody out there, you can't compare yourself to people like them because they are spending $150,000 for that facelift. That's
Not their job to be educated. It's not their job to be, a social advocate.
yeah,
Like, it should be, but it's not.
right.
Like, if
You got the money and you're in certain crowds, you'll be able to do it.
the bottom
Don't
line
give up
is,
on your hopes of having the money and being able to do it, but at the same time, do not compare yourself to them.
but there's also little tiny things that you can do for you. If you're a housewife with a tight budget, just having a little bit of Botox right there. Actually, that was even, I think one of our questions was like, I have $500. What could I do?
Right. What would you do with $500?
Oh,
Sure. I'll give
easy.
you mine.
Oh, easily. I've been preaching IPL and Botox.
IPL and Botox.
Period.
That's so funny you say that because IPL is totally what I need on my chest.
I love IPLs. There's no one going to talk me into anything else. I just feel like IPLs are where it's at. There's not too many things with one treatment that I can dramatically change your skin.
Right.
It's not a series, and they're super, like, we only charge $350 for one.
Right.
It's not like some super crazy expense. So, like, if you wanted to do neurotoxin here and an IPL, $500. There you go.
Laser hair removal too.
Well, that's kind of a whole different dog. I mean,
Right.
you don't look like
You
you're
do.
like super hairy, but like somebody for me, girl, I had chimpanzee hair this long
It's
from
Italian.
my forehead to my toes.
Yeah.
No, the first treatment I ever had, I did on my bikini line, was $2,500 one treatment.
What?
Yep. It was back in like 1995, I want to say. I had to go to UCLA to do it.
Oh, well.
And I was going to pay anything.
Right.
I was like, anything.
Right.
And I can still remember her being like, okay, well, you have to pay for your thighs. I was like, yeah, I'll be back, boo.
Yeah, speaking of which,
Yeah,
it's like, thank God for everybody who is. So to say on the other side, it's like, thank God to all the people who are coming up with these new, procedures and that are studying. Thank you to all the surgeons, to all the people who are making Aguilera look like that. That is awesome.
Yeah,
Congrats to you.
You give people their life back. You give them their, I mean,
Sense.
to have your look mojo back. Like
I got it back with the endo lift.
Girl, I love hearing that.
And then I went and I got filler done for this commercial with this brand, and they put too much radius in my
No, they
cheeks, and
didn't. Honestly, you look pretty.
I just like when you can pinch that kind of stuff to me, it's like
How long ago was it?
like 2 months.
It's still relaxing. Give it 3 months.
Yeah,
I would say
hopefully.
give it 3 months and judge it.
I'm about to take old therapy and just go over it because the endo lift, I like it so much.
I don't even believe old therapy dissolves anything either.
Yeah, it's like the only thing for me that worked was not old therapy. It wasn't any Morpheus or anything. It was the endo lift, and that little rod that goes under it kills fat and filler.
Yeah.
So when it was all done and it tightened skin, it was just like all my old. It was my old face again from when I was 30.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to be selfish and go put a little bit more, and I kind of ruined it. So you can be really careful about what fillers you put in and where you put, but it's really about your technician and having a good
it's the communication part. Definitely, because we want you to be happy with the way you look.
What's your favorite skincare treatment?
Skincare? Like, you mean as far as
like what's your daily regimen that makes you look like you have glass skin? If you were to pick
Retin-A.
Retin-A is your thing, huh?
I love her. I'm old school. I love that Retin-A, man. Where's for everything? Retin-A
until you peel.
Yeah, just keep Retin-A-ing, you guys. If
you know
can't afford anything else, get Retin-A.
Yeah.
Real Retin-A though, not retinol, not from a drugstore. Retin-A. You need like the prescription brand. You can buy it at MediSpas. Like, come to DermFx. We sell it. Come on in.
And do you use it every night?
Every night.
Yeah, see, so you're able to do it every night. So you start off like every, 2
you're
three, and then you build it.
irritated, but you know what? Your skin acclimates to that, and if you never stop using it, like I never stop using it, so I don't have to go through that ever again. But most people will use it for like, I don't know, 3 weeks and quit. Like, no, you're halfway through. Just go through that ugly phase of the 6 weeks of peeling, and then your face won't peel anymore. But it takes that nasty stratum corneum off, which, okay, so let me go back to our thing here about, that's why I wanted to talk to people about doing these glass skin routines, okay?
Okay.
So they showed me all these Instagram things where they're like all wrapped up in 1,000 different things that's supposed to give you this glass skin. Okay.
Oh. Huh.
I think that's going to give you glass skin for 3 hours.
Right.
And let me tell you why. The very top layer of the skin, the stratum corneum, is on there. Like, that's your protective layer. It's like our own waxy layer. So unless that's off, you're not really getting true hydration in there.
Nope.
So I don't care how many wraps you stick on there. I mean, it absorbs a little bit, but it's not going to be like sitting there.
No.
Like, I mean, I don't know how long how long do they claim this glass?
Like one of those little transfer, when we put like the masks on that are thick and it transfers over, you look really good for about 3 hours.
Yeah. So that's fine if that's what you're doing. But I feel like they spend 3 hours of their routine at night.
They do. And it sounds like they're doing it every day.
Of work to get 3 hours of glass skin. Like, I don't know. Just have a laser. If you had a laser facial, same thing. It's the same. Boom.
Yeah.
And, but,
and some Retin-A. I take a dental gauze. So, the dental gauze is kind of like harsh.
Yeah.
I just put my toners on there and.
Oh, I have harsh washcloths. I love harsh,
like exfoliation. You put it everywhere. If you don't have a dry brush in your shower, ladies, wearing your party, you could get your dry brush.
I dry brush my entire body. Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah, but it's all surgery now, so don't feel too bad out there, you guys.
Well, if you want there to be surgery, some girls are super against it, whatever. But to each their own. You know what? As ladies, don't judge anybody. You got to do what makes you pump.
Yeah.
Like, don't look left or right. Just do you. That's what when girls are like, I'm always like, just hone it back in to just you, yourself, and you.
Yeah.
And what really gives you your mojo? What is it? Like, think long and hard. And if it's a little bit, just do a little bit. But if you feel like, man, I got to keep this going on and I want to do a lot, I think you absolutely should do a lot.
Yeah.
That's just what it's about. Like, each one of us is different on purpose. We don't want to all be the same. I love that some women are this or that. And that's why my job is never boring. I remember one time somebody was like, isn't it boring, like sticking needles in old ladies' faces all day? And I was like, no, because No two faces are ever the same. It's so much fun to look at somebody and be like, okay, like this one's got a mouth problem. Let's think about all the things we could do for all those lines. We could actually, this one patient, I can't get over it. She called her mouth. I keep telling everybody this too, but it's so bad, but it's so good. She's like, I got to get rid of the cat butthole. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, I can't.
Imagining that. And then for the lips around the,
Yeah,
for
like,
those who don't know.
yeah, like what all, and then the next one comes in and it's like, oh, I have huge sunken in eyes and you can see all my veins and all. The next one's got acne. So it's never like,
Never one the
no,
same ever.
no. So
It's
that's the exciting part. And I love giving people back their confidence. And there's nothing like it as a job. And that's what it's all about.
100%. That's why I stayed in aesthetics. Even when I did professional dancing in Playboy, I still made more money with aesthetics. And I stayed in aesthetics because it gives you a sense of independence as a woman.
Yes.
And beauty is something
We all need to.
Yeah, and we get to build our brands.
Easy.
And you can't have Playboy without DermFx. Sorry.
All right. Well, there it is.
There it is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. You're great.
Thank
All right.
you.
Nice, everybody. Nice to see you all. And please, please, please ask more questions. Let us know what you want to know, and I'll unfold it all. See you next time.
Bye, guys.